Hello there, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the Shuck, and this is my knife maintenance morning. But I've I announced there during the week that Knife Pivot Oil, or Knife Pivot Lube, I should say, sent me a sample, and they gave it to me free to sponsor the channel, which is really, really nice of them to do that. A lot of the companies that across the world, I'm not just going to pick on America, but they don't often they forget about Europe, and I'm really trying to get the knife community. That would be my real goal: is to get more people in Europe interested in the knife community and developing a better sort of brand buy in Europe, that we can get knives at better prices, because at the minute they're more expensive here. And for a company that's just starting out, he sent two bottles across to Europe completely free of charge for me to test, and he gave me no instructions. He just said, I'll give it to you. I asked him would he mind sponsoring the show, and I've got his name at the top here, and it's Knife Pivot Lube. It's as simple as that.com. Go on anywhere and you'll get it. The results of this Knife Pivot Lube seem to be brilliant. I've been watching it on YouTube, and I follow hundreds of people on YouTube. But he has sent his bottles out, and he's swamped the place with his bottles, which is very expensive and also very generous for a company. I know he wants to get his name out there, but if your product isn't good and you send it all out, it's a waste of money. So what I'm doing this morning is actually a live video, and I have used it this morning, and it's the first time I've used it on this knife. Now, this is an HX Outdoors VG10 carbon fibre titanium frame lock. Does it fall shut after it? No, but let me tell you, that falls an awful lot more shut than what it did in the past. It now fires out incredibly fast compared to what it done before, and that would finish my sample and say, oh, it's great. But I wanted to do a live testing. I just wanted to try this to see, because this is such a light knife. To get this to drop shut would be a false. I wouldn't be able to do it, no matter how good the oil was. This is much better than what it was, but only I know that. You don't. Again, I could go and pick my paramilitary 2 and show you it doing this and say, oh, I used Knife Pivot Oil, but I didn't. Do you know what I mean? My paramilitary 2 has been like that. So that would be dishonest of me to do that, or to put some in and say, oh, look at that. So before I used the Knife Pivot Oil, I used a simple mineral oil. There's so many makes and brands out there. I have had this one, if you see that bottle, but a year and a half, I suppose, maybe. And it's great. It's good. It does what I do, and especially it keeps knives that are not sort of rust proof. It helps to keep a coating on them that stops them from rusting. Not that I have a great problem with it, but it's just another benefit of using mineral oil. So I wasn't in any real great need to use this Knife Pivot Oil, but I wanted to try something more for my. Now, this is just me being honest. It's more for my higher end knives. I want them to be souped up. For my everyday knives that I'm going to batter, it doesn't really matter, and that's just the honest truth. So what I've got a couple of knives here. This one is a Fura. This is a Fura, a lovely wooden handle Fura. I've done a review on both these knives. Isn't that beautiful? It's a lovely wooden handle, and look at that. Isn't that just the most beautiful blade? Absolutely gorgeous. Now, does it close all right? It does. It closes pretty good. That's it. And it'll close pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, I want to show something. I have to do that too, to see if it works. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove this, and then we'll just do a wee bit of testing and see how good Knife Pivot Oil really is. I haven't put, it's obviously not on any of these, or I wouldn't be showing it, so I'm just going to get a wee bit of a mat down here. I don't want the oil going on my new backboard. There we go. Right. It comes in this lovely little bottle. He sent me 2 of these. They are incredibly reasonably priced. I'm not actually sure how much they cost. That's the honest truth. But I know when I seen them the other day, they were so much cheaper than the other brands that are out there claiming to be the great lubes that I see used in a lot of the more higher end knives. And the people who have used this say that it's comparable to anything, if not better, that's on the market at the minute. So there's my knife. And what I'm doing now, I'm not taking the knife apart. I'm wondering, my test of this is, can I just throw it in here and see a difference? If I take this knife apart, give it a whole clean up, and put new oil in it, no matter what it is, for a while it's going to work. And it's going to work quite good because it's not a bad knife. It's a very good knife. It's well made. It flicks fine. I mean, it really is. There's nothing wrong with this knife. It's a bit of a lighter blade, so it takes a bit to get it down. But I believe it can be improved. So what I'm going to do, this is the way it comes with a needle adapter. Isn't that great? So it's there, and I'm going to just go in. I'll bring this up here. I'm just going to go in here. Ooh. And the tiniest little drop in there, and the tiniest little drop in there. And I hope you've seen that. It really was tiny little drops. So now I'm going to do the old maintenance jiggle. I can feel that loosening up to be quite a... Wow. Oh, my mineral oil doesn't do that. That's quite loose. Oh, very good. Now we're going to see. Now, I've hardly even got it in yet. To get over that detent. Now, I think, do you know what I mean? You can tell. That already. That is definitely, I haven't even got that. That is definitely, do you know what pleases me? Because I love the fact that this man sent it all the way to Europe at his own cost, gave me 2 bottles, posted it here, and gave me no instructions, not how to use it. Please, this is just it going on a naked knife that I hadn't lubed for quite a while. Look at that. That definitely worked. I'm sorry. If you didn't see that, I'm sorry. But to me, I know that. I just done that. Now, what I've also got is my Ganzo imitation of my PM2. And I'm going to pull the springs right back. I mean, this is quite good. I mean, if I do this, it will shut. It's not as if it's thick, but I haven't put any lube in this for quite a while. This is due maintenance, and it's due taken apart, which is why I'm doing it now. So what I'm going to do again is with a knife pivot lube. I'm looking around the camera here. The tiniest little bit. I can't believe you wouldn't even know it was missing from the top of the bottle. Nothing. And this is a bigger knife. I might even just throw a wee drop just in the bottom here. This is what I would normally do. This is nothing. Just to make sure there's a wee bit coming out of it. Now, let's just see, folks, how this is doing. It actually feels looser. It feels very smooth. It's taken away. Not that it was raspy, and it wasn't raspy at all. To be honest, it was perfectly serviceable. I love this knife. I mean, I've had this from, I nearly started collecting knives, and it's been used. I don't hard use my knife, but I mean, it really is not, it's a, look at that. Now, you seen me in the beginning. I wasn't pretending. I've done this live because this is what I wanted to do. Now, let's just see. Now, it wasn't doing that at the beginning, was it? That is nearly, and I've only literally just put it in. That is nearly drop shot me. That is really, I'm actually very impressed. I mean, this is not taking a knife apart and putting a new lube in. Can you hear how loose that is compared to what it was? It was just... That's right down. Look at that. Come on now. Even Paddy couldn't pretend to do that. That is just... Well, now, do I recommend knife pivot lube? Do you want to know, this video is going to be shorter than I thought. I don't have to prove anymore. That is a live demonstration that you can take an oil, put it into knives that I've shown you what they're like beforehand. Um, now, there, I mean, this is, look, that's just drop and shut. That's really, really good. Look, thank you so much to Knife Pivot Oil. I wish you every success in the future. I'm really happy to have you as a sponsor. I will be buying this myself after I finish these 2 bottles because this is going to get used. This is going to be going on my whole collection. Never mind my just work knives. To get a knife to make a difference like that, look, without even taking it apart. Without even taking it apart. And like it hasn't settled in yet. Sorry, that's the proof. That's all you need to prove something is to do it in front of people live. I am convinced Knife Pivot Lube is the best I have ever seen or used. Thank you so much again. Short video, but I just wanted to do an honest interpretation. I didn't want to bring out good knives. I wanted to bring out knives that hadn't been adjusted or tampered with, that are not good, not naturally known as, perfect clippers. So I think I've proved that. I proved it to me, and that's the important thing. And if you know me, as in my channel, that was honest. That was a proper test. There was nothing hidden in it. I didn't try to push it harder. That was a test. Well done. Oh, over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Nice pivot oil. 10 out of 10. Thank you. Bye.